Hello friends, so today I am going to be talking to you about multiple choice questions which are asked in BCBR exam. BCBR stands for Basic Course in Biomedical Research. So starting with the first question, which of the following areas can be included in health research? First option is improving the health of the population. Second is predicting progression of a disease in a patient. Third option is prevention of various diseases. The fourth is to explore various societal, community-based and programmatic interventions for disease prevention and control. So in this case, the answer is going to be all of the above. This is the answer as it is mentioned here. Then moving on to the second question, which is what is appropriate for sample and sample size? Both A and B. That the sample or sample size should be representative of the population, known as external validity or generalizability. External validity is also known as when you get an estimate. That is known as external validity. And internal validity basically measures the accuracy. Internal validity helps in estimating the accuracy. So it should be adequate power to draw meaningful inferences. So both A and B. Then third question is which of the following statements are correct regarding defining inclusion and exclusion criteria in a study protocol? They should be extremely specific here. Then which of the following are examined as part of a regulatory review? All of the following. Information regarding transfer of funds and utilization of funds, shipment of samples and transfer of data outside the country, sharing and protection of intellectual property, and all of the above. Then in the case of pilot studies, which of the following statements is not true? They are conducted for developing and testing adequacy of research instruments. Yes, that's absolutely true. Yes, they are. Then they establish whether the sampling frame and technique are effective. Yes, they do. Pilot studies main objective is this only. Then ethics committee approves the main study only after successful completion of the pilot study. Now this statement here is false. This is not mandatory for the ethics committee to approve the main study. Only after, even if you complete or don't complete the pilot study, ethics committee will approve the main study upon checking the main study. Then there are small scale studies. Yes, that's absolutely true. Pilot studies are small scale studies. Then before initiating a study involving primary data collection, the principal investigator must ensure that various approvals are obtained. Which of the following approval is absolutely mandatory? Ethics approval. I'll tell you why. Because ethics basically safeguards the human rights. It safeguards the safety of the data participants. Their safety, everything comes under ethics committee. So it is that important. Then which is the best source of information on effect modifiers while exploring cause and effect relationship in a research study? Deductive thinking, thorough review of literature, intelligent guessing, or discussing with experienced researchers? The answer to this is thorough review of literature to get effect modifiers. Then the policymakers want to know whether introduction of pentavalent vaccine in the national program is resulting in reduction in the number of Haemophilus influenza cases. Which of the following studies will they have to conduct to find an answer? So the answer to this is a field trial. The policymakers need to have a field trial, not a case control study, not a ecological study, not a case series. All these case control, ecological case series, they come under descriptive studies. Other is analytical or experimental study. In analytical or experimental studies, we have randomized control trials. Then extremely important about confounders. The definition is extremely important. They affect both the study variable, they affect both the exposure and outcome. This is very, very important. Confounders definition is very commonly asked. Then number two, their effect can be minimized by proper study design and through stratified analysis. That is, you divide people into certain subgroups or strata or homogeneous strata. In stratified analysis, the groups are homogeneous. Then the answer is both A and B. They affect both study variable outcome and effect can be minimized by proper study design and through stratified analysis. Then which of the following is not a type of study design? Qualitative study, yes, it is. Observational, yes. Retrospective, yes. Pilot study is the study that is going to be done for the first time. That is not a type of study design. This is extremely important for you to remember. Okay, so I'll be seeing you shortly with the next 10 questions. Bye.